the 6 faculties, the soul gate, to both Samsara and Nirvana. Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to today's special session. Today, our topic comes from one of the most important classics in Buddhism, the Shurangama Sutra. Many people ask, what is the true purpose of the Buddha's appearance in this world? It is simple, to open up and reveal the Buddha's knowledge and vision so that all sentient beings may awaken and enter the Buddha's knowledge and vision. This sutra describes the original cause for all Buddha's initial resolve and serves as the foundation for the myriad practices of bodhisattvas. If you grasp this knowledge correctly, you can, at the very least, benefit yourself and others. However, if this vision is skewed, even with perfect precepts and deep meditative concentration, you will not be recognized by the Buddha and may even face severe problems. Today, following the inquiry of the Venerable Ananda in Volume 5, we shall listen to the supreme teaching delivered in unison by the Tathagatas of the 10 directions. What exactly is the knot of our birth and death, and how do we untie it? Chapter E. Ananda's plea and the empowerment of the Tathagatas. As the assembly reached Volume 5, the Venerable Ananda raised a very practical question to the Buddha. He said, Word-honored one, although you have spoken of the secondary meaning, I believe that if someone trying to untie a knot in this world does not know how that knot was originally tied, they will never be able to untie it. Ananda lamented that he and the other learners Shravakas in the assembly had been entangled with ignorance avidya since time immemorial. Although they were ordained in name, he felt the gap between themselves and the truth was still too vast. Like a recurring fever, he prostrated himself, weeping and pleading with the Buddha, Please have mercy on us sentient beings who are drowning. Tell me, where in our body and mind is the knot, and how do we untie it? This request was not only for those present, but also for future suffering beings, so they might escape reincarnation and avoid falling into the 3 realms of existence. At that moment, a touching miracle occurred. To show compassion for the assembly and to serve as future eyes for all beings yet to come, the word-honored one rubbed the crown of Ananda's head with his purple golden hand. Instantly, the Buddha words of the 10 directions shook in 6 ways. Innumerable Tathagatas, as many as motes of dust, emitted precious rays of light from their crowns simultaneously. These lights traveled through space and time, converging at the Jetavana grove to pour upon the crown of Shakyamuni Buddha. This represents a profound principle. The state of all Buddhas is the same, their Dharma is the same, and their activities are the same. In this unprecedented atmosphere of solemnity, the motes of dust Tathagatas spoke with one voice to Ananda. Chapter R. The sole truth of the knot and its untying only your 6 faculties. The Buddhas of the 10 directions spoke a sentence that shocked the entire assembly. Ananda, do you wish to know the root of the knot that has caused you to wander through birth and death since time immemorial? It is your 6 faculties senses, and nothing else. And if you wish to realize unsurpassed bodhi and quickly attain the state of peaceful, liberated, silent, and wondrous eternity, where do you realize it? It is also in your 6 faculties, and nowhere else. This sounded unbelievable. Ananda was still confused and asked, Word-honored one, why is it that the 6 faculties cause us to cycle through birth and death, yet also allow us to reach the peaceful and wondrous eternity? Why is it so? The Buddha gave Ananda a core formula. The faculties and their objects share the same source. Bondage and liberation are not two. What does this mean? We can use the analogy of a screen. Think of the text, images, and videos on a computer screen. They all rely on the source of the screen to appear. When there is text, the screen is still the screen. When the image disappears, the screen remains the screen. When you are confused by the images and text, that is bondage. When you look at the screen with wisdom and are not moved by the images, that is liberation. But regarding the source of the screen, there is no difference. Our self-nature is the same. The self-nature of sentient beings and Buddhas is non-dual. The only difference lies in how it is used. Chapter 3. The illusory nature of consciousness and the vision of flowers in space. If the source is non-dual, why are there 2 such different phenomena as bondage and liberation? The Buddha said, the nature of consciousness is illusory. Like flowers in space, This is where we make our mistake. We constantly utilize that consciousness, the discriminating mind. We believe our current bodies, houses, properties, and all things are real, not knowing that they are all like flowers in space. What are flowers in space? It is like staring intensely at the empty sky until your eyes tire and you see illusory flowers dancing. In reality, there are no flowers in the sky. They are hallucinations created by your strained vision. Because of our deluded actions and the resulting karma, we see these karmic phenomena and believe them to be real. The Buddha further explained, knowledge arises from objects. Form exists because of the faculties. When you encounter any object sour, sweet, bitter, spicy, you become aware of it, give it a name, and habituate it, forming a concept. If you didn't have a tongue faculty, could you experience taste object? The 6 faculties are the platform that nurtures karma and habits. All our perceptions come through them. But you must know form and vision have no inherent nature. They are like intertwined reeds. Everything we see is not real. Just as two reeds lean against each other for support and appear real, their inherent nature is actually emptiness. All of this is merely the deluded vision and emotional thoughts of the masses. Chapter 4. The root of ignorance and the pure purity of Nirvana. Next, the Buddha pointed to the vital point of practice. He said, to establish knowledge within your vision, and knowledge is the very root of ignorance. This is a mistake we all make. You see a person or know an event, and then you establish a knowledge in your mind. I know this is so and so, and this event is bad for me. This is the root of ignorance. Why? Because those phenomena are like flowers in the sky. They don't truly exist but are perceived according to karma. You are seeing your own karma, yet you take the false to be true and continue to calculate within it. That is ignorance. Then, what is nirvana? The Buddha said, vision and knowledge without vision is nirvana, the true purity without outflows. Vision and knowledge without vision doesn't mean becoming a block of wood. It means that self-nature inherently possesses the capacity for seeing, hearing, and awareness. Like a mirror when it reflects a mountain, the mirror is not the mountain. When it reflects water, the mirror is not the water. It can reflect them clearly. This is the reflecting function of self-nature. We sentient beings are wrong because we act based on ignorance, while the Buddha acts based on the wisdom of self-nature's use. Without vision means not giving rise to deluded use, not establishing a knowledge, and not adding any subjective concepts. Good, bad, beautiful, or ugly are all labels you define. If you can maintain it is what it is, without adding, defining, or establishing concepts, that is the manifestation of nirvanic self-nature. It is absolutely without outflows, real, and most pure. Chapter 5. Summary. How can there be anything else within? Finally, the Buddha made a very powerful summary. How can there be anything else within? Simply put, all phenomena are manifestations of the mind. Your 6 faculties and 6 objects are, in this very moment, your wondrous bright true mind. It isn't that the mind only appears after the faculties and objects are gone. It is your mind right now. Within this, there is no second or third thing. Mountains, rivers, men, women, and the body are all that one and only self-nature. Since this spirit is real, inherently pure, and fills all of space, how could anything else exist within this nirvanic self-nature? There is nothing else. Just as we discussed, a single thought move creates waves and particles. These myriad things are your mind. There are no objects outside the mind. Although the mind is formless and sunless, it can manifest all signs. This is what Master Huining meant by the mind gives rise to all phenomena. Returning to the screen analogy, text, images, and videos are all the screen in this moment. Although the screen is not the text cannot exist without the screen. Without the screen, none of it exists. Conclusion. How to practice. Having heard this, we should understand the Master as compassionate instruction. This passage is a great summary of the preceding volumes and directly tells us how to practice. Practice is not about seeking something outside. It is about working on your 6 faculties. Understand that the faculties and objects share the same source. Stop being turned by the illusory discriminating consciousness flowers in space. and stop establishing knowledge within your vision, you can still perform Buddha work in a dream within this illusory water moon site. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Shurangama Sublime Dharma shared by the Australia Buddha's Path Association. May you contemplate this deeply. See you next time.